this week's video, we're testing all of the blowout tools, the T3, the Shark, and the Dyson. I actually took videos on day 1, 2, 3, and 4 for each tool, but overall I feel like if you're looking for an air styler, one of these is definitely going to work. It's just going to depend a little bit on your hair type and your specific needs and budget. Today we're testing the Dyson Airwrap. I've had mine for a while. I have the Dyson ID. I'll put it up on the screen. Some of my current favorite things about it are that it has an automatic setting so that it does the cool shot for you, like you don't have to think about it. And I just feel like my hair typically lasts pretty well when I use it. But what I will say is that that box is giant and I wish it was a little bit more travel friendly. Like, I just feel like it's never the one that I reach for when I go on a trip. Anyways, while we test out our various blowout tools, I do want to use all of the same products. So I'm going to walk you through the products that I'm going to use today and every other day while we do this. So I have the Davines All-in-One Milk. This is a very lightweight leave-in conditioner. Anytime you're doing a blowout, you definitely don't want anything weighing your hair down or you're not going to have any volume at all. Then we have this Bumble and Bumble Go Big Plumping Treatment. This is just a volumizing spray. And then another thing that I feel like when I first started trying to do blowouts at home that I really overlooked was a volumizing mousse. So we have this one from Nexus, and that is the end of our product stack. I feel like too many products, in particular for a blowout, ends up being just not the best. Another thing to keep in mind is what you're using in the shower. So definitely stick to things that are lightweight. We don't really want to use like a heavy hair mask right before we do a blowout. So that's kind of what we're starting with. I'm gonna take my hair out of this. I've had my hair in this microfiber towel for maybe 30 minutes. So it's damp, but it's not sopping wet anymore, which is definitely key. You don't want to start even rough drying your hair when it's super wet. I also feel like these just help tame frizz a little bit better than a traditional towel. You can also use just like a cotton t-shirt. And then to brush through my hair, I'm just using this like basic tangle teaser, which is good to use when your hair is wet. I always start with leave-in conditioner. Otherwise my hair will be impossible to brush. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty generous with the leave-in conditioner. Okay, now that I've brushed through my hair, we're gonna do our volume treatments. Bumble and Bumble. And then the mousse, we really want to focus on more at the roots. And then we will brush those through. I'm going to start out using the Dyson with the blow dryer attachment, and we're going to rough dry at the roots because when we go in with the barrel attachment, we're really not drying the roots very well. So we want to make sure that the roots are pretty much entirely dry before we start using that. We still want our ends to be damp. So again, just focusing on the roots, and this is also going to help us get a little bit more volume. Okay, when it comes to getting volume while blow drying your hair, there's a couple of options. You can either take a brush, probably a round brush would be better, and pull up so that you're really getting the roots that way, or you can blow dry your hair upside down, which is what I'm doing. Personally, I'm pretty lazy and I just don't want to pull out another brush to like go through that whole process. And I feel like rough drying, it doesn't matter that much since I'm still going to go in with the curling barrel and get more volume that way. If you have a pretty thick hair, I would definitely go through and separate out the sections because like the middle chunks of my hair tend to not get as dry as the bottom layers, just so you can have it a little bit more evenly dried because that's going to help the curls stick a little bit better when we go in with the barrel. I know we're looking a little bit crazy. This is a trust the process moment, okay? We're gonna brush through and then I'm gonna start sectioning off to be able to use the actual curling barrel. I'm actually gonna give a little bit more dry time to this top layer, which is pretty wet right now. I'd say overall I am for maybe 75% dry. I don't want it super wet. Barrels don't dry it as effectively as the blow dryer does, so you don't want it too wet. But if you're taking it from wet to dry, I feel like it does hold a little bit better the way that like a traditional round brush blowout might hold. I typically stick to pretty small sections of hair when I'm doing this. And if you want, you can start with the top of your hair, the bottom, it really doesn't matter. I'm not going to use rollers for any of them just because I want to see what it's going to look like with just the tool itself versus like adding additional tools. So we're going to swap this out for this round barrel. They do have a tapered one as well, but we're just gonna stick to the round one. And then for this, it actually just lets you switch through this lock which way the air is going, which I think is really helpful versus having to like change barrels. Because this is the Dyson ID, when I turn it on and flick this up after it's on, it automatically puts in my hair settings. So it'll do a certain amount of seconds to wrap the hair, a certain amount of seconds for it to just stay heated. So that's when you'll see me hold the hair. And then it'll switch to the cool shot at the very end. And then it brings the motor down so that you can take the hair out and see that curl. This is what we have so far. I'm gonna get through most of my hair and I'll be back when we get to the curtain bangs. We're maybe 75% of the way done. We just have this little chunk on the top. As you can see, I'm just kind of letting those sit. I'm not brushing through them. I tend to try to leave them, honestly, as long as I can, because the longer that you let them sit in the weird curls, the longer that it's gonna last. And we just have these two sections. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this in. And we will do this, which I think will only be like 2 or 3 little curls. For my bangs, honestly, a lot of times I just curl them like the rest. As you can see, mine are pretty long at this point, like they're not super short, so that's what we're gonna do today. Alright, now I'm just gonna do that on this side and I'll be back. Alright, this is what our hair looks like currently. I know that it's not the cutest, but again, you have to trust the process. We're gonna go in with Moroccan-Oil hairspray. It's just like their basic hairspray. As you can see, I'm pretty generous with the hairspray. If it gets crunchy at all, don't panic. You can just use a little bit of hair oil and that will help. I'm gonna let this sit while I do my makeup and then I'll be back. All right, makeup is done. We're gonna give this a quick finger comb. Sometimes I do a full comb, but honestly, a lot of times I just use my fingers. I'd say these got to sit for around 30 minutes. So for Shark and T3, we will try to keep it exactly the same. Definitely big and bouncy. I'm gonna try to leave my hair as is for the next 3 days. So today's Thursday. I'll check in Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning, and then Sunday morning I'll wash my hair and we will move on to the Shark. I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Okay, we're back. This is our day 2 hair. I feel like it's a little bit unfair because I did go to a Pilates class and sit in the sauna, but this is still what we look like, and I feel like that's not so bad. We're doing pretty well. I didn't put my hair in anything special overnight, and this is me brushing through it with a comb. And as you can see, we've still definitely got some curls. Despite the sauna, we still have some volume. So things are looking pretty good for the Dyson for day 2. And I will be back tomorrow with another update. I'm about to head to the gym. This is what my day 3 hair is looking like. Honestly, not too bad. I'm just using a wide tooth comb to try to keep as much of the like curls at the end as I can. Obviously, I've still been working out, I think, almost every day except for day 1 hair. So I feel like for how well it's held up, plus I'm like using the sauna. Today I'll probably use the steam room and then it'll be over, but I'm gonna wash my hair tomorrow. So this is day 3. no touch-ups. I'll probably put dry shampoo in my hair after my workout, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of hair oil right now before putting it in just a ponytail. And again, I'm not using like any kind of overnight blowout thing at night, which I feel like would really extend your blowout if you were to use one of those, but I honestly don't love sleeping in them, and I just kind of want to show the tool itself versus another product that you would need to maintain the blowout from the tool, if that makes sense. So this is day 3, and I will see you tomorrow before we do our full wash and test out the next one, which I think is the Shark. We have officially reached day 4 hair. This is what we're looking like from the front. Honestly, it's not awful. Like, I'm definitely ready for a refresh, but I feel like this would be pretty wearable. Like, if I really wanted to push it, I think I could, or I could give it like a quick refresh, maybe a half up, half down. Like, anything along those vibes I think could still work. Like, it's not looking awful, but it's certainly not looking its best. So I'm gonna go jump in the shower, wash my hair, and then we will be back to test out the Shark. Today we're testing the Shark Flex Fusion Air Straight, I think is the combination that I have. Although I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never used the straightening one. I pretty much just use these curlers. What I will say is that this one is the kind where you have to exchange this. The only one that flips is the Dyson. I personally find that to be a lot less irritating because like you're going through your hair in layers, not typically sides. So I just think that it's kind of annoying to have to like swap them out. Also, they get hot, obviously, because like the heat is going through them, so where you place it down matters while you're doing your hair, that kind of thing. So I just think that that's a little bit annoying. Granted, you're saving a good chunk of money getting the Shark or the T3, so keep that in mind. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead, add the product in, give my hair a rough dry just like the other day, and then we'll go in with the curling little barrels. We're actually leaving on a trip starting tomorrow, so we're gonna do my hair here, and then this will be our last day with this backdrop, and then we're gonna be traveling, so I'm really not sure what the backdrop will be after this. And then I'm gonna bring the T3 with me so that we can test that one out while traveling. I think my biggest pet peeve about the Shark is that it doesn't come with anything to put it in. And I feel like for a tool with multiple attachments, like you should at least be giving me a bag, especially for the price point that product is at. Like, I just think that it should come with a little bit more. That might be just me, but I just feel like at that price we could be given a bag to put it in. Maybe I'm dumb and like threw it away, but I don't think I've ever seen a bag for it. Like, the T3 has the cute little pink bag, which I think is adorable. The Dyson has the big box, which is obviously not travel friendly, but at least it like really protects the product. But I do find that that's kind of irritating to store. So as far as storage goes, I think the T3 is probably my favorite, but overall in results, I think that the T3 is my least favorite. But we're gonna find out because we're getting all of it on tape. Next, Bumble and Bumble thickening spray. And then next, this high volume. And that I'm just focusing really on the roots. Obviously, this is basically the exact same routine as the other day because that's kind of the goal, I feel like, so you can really get a feel for what's making the difference, the actual tool, not products. So we want to keep those all the same. And now we're going to go in for our rough dry. I do think it's kind of nice that this twists around, so I don't remember what button I use. This, I think, helps it go back up, and then you get your little curling wands, and then you twist it down, and this is more its like blow dryer shape, and it does have more of the like streamlined air attachment too. All right, we are, I'd say, like 75 to 80% dry, and I'm gonna go in with the curling attachments. Not too crazy. And then this is just lock and unlock. Pretty easy. It tells you your direction of airflow. So this is to the right. So I think we use this on the left side. I'm gonna have to double check that because I always forget. Just kidding. Right is for the right side, which does make sense. A big difference, obviously, between this and the Dyson ID is that you're doing your own cool shot. But what I will say is changing between these is not that hard. Like, 1 up is your hot, and then 2 up is the cool. So you kind of go up to turn it on, up 1 more to get your cool shot, and then down all the way to turn it off and take the hair out. So it is a little bit more difficult just in the sense that like you need to be timing it. But as far as like turning it on and off, I feel like it's pretty easy to do. I do feel like one of the downsides to that though is because you don't have a standardized thing and you're just kind of going on your own vibe, I feel like all of the curls are not going to come out like identical unless you're really good at timing it yourself. As you can maybe see from the videos, it definitely doesn't have, I think, quite the degree of suction that the Dyson does, so it takes a little bit longer to pick up the hair, and I feel like I move in smaller chunks. On the other hand, I feel like this is a little bit hotter, and so I feel like sometimes the curls actually last better, and because of course, I have to use smaller sections, so the curls end up being a little bit tighter, whereas I feel like maybe I could get through my whole head faster using the Dyson. All right, I'm gonna get through most of my head, if not all of it, and then we'll be back. Okay, I'm currently halfway through my head, and I'm not gonna lie, the Shark is leaving me very frustrated. One, my hair is pretty long. As you can see, the barrel on the Dyson is both thicker and taller, so my hair doesn't actually fully fit around this, so I have to take very small sections of hair, which means it's taking me twice as long to do my hair. Two, this gets very hot, and so since you're holding it close to your scalp, it's kind of uncomfortable. Obviously, you can turn the heat down, but if you want your curls to last, I like to keep the heat turned up pretty well. I do feel like across all of these tools you can run into this problem where the steam from your hair evaporating makes the room a little bit hazy. I don't know if that's going to show up on camera, but it is definitely experiencing that here right now with this. I don't really know why, because I didn't have an issue using the Dyson the other day. I don't know if I was doing my hair faster, slower. I have no idea why, because all of the products are the same. If anything, I probably put more product in my hair when I was using the Dyson than I did with the Shark, so not entirely sure what that's about, but it is just frustrating. And if you're traveling, I have actually set off smoke alarms in hotel rooms, so that's something to keep in mind about any of the air stylers. I've done it with the Dyson, I've done it with the Shark, I've done it with the T3. I don't know what it is that like fuels that. I don't think your hair is burning in any capacity. I don't think that these particularly get hot enough. This one actually might. We'll have to check the temperatures. Obviously, I'm also using heat protectant, so that shouldn't really be the issue, but I'm not sure. I think it's just steam, and sometimes smoke alarms can view that as smoke, which it's obviously not, but just something to keep in mind. Anyways, I am gonna finish the second half of my hair, fingers crossed, soon. I feel like it's taking forever, but maybe just because it's the weekend, I'm feeling a little impatient. All right, these are our curls. Despite my irritation while doing my hair, I do feel like the Shark gives pretty tight curls, so if you like a more curly blowout, this honestly might be a better choice for you, just because I feel like the higher heat is gonna help your hair hold the curls. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of hairspray. Now I'm gonna let this sit, do my makeup, and then I'll come back to brush through the curls. Just finished my makeup. I'm gonna do a little bit of oil and just finger comb through my hair, and then we will be good to go. That little bang didn't come out exactly how I would have liked it, but that's okay. Definitely did not let these sit quite as long as my Dyson, but as you can tell, I feel like we definitely have a lot more curls going on than we did with the Dyson. Definitely still stunning, and to be fair, one of the things that I didn't like is that the barrel is smaller, so it takes longer to do my hair, but that is what makes these bigger curls, so just keep that in mind, and I will see you for a day 2 update tomorrow. Bye! It's been a travel day, so it was a little bit hard to show you day 2 hair, but this is like the end of day 2 instead of the beginning. I feel like it still looks honestly pretty good. Like, we definitely still have good curl definition, I feel like, more so on this side than this side, but it's still pretty good, even though, like, I've genuinely sat on a plane, in the car, and I don't know what time it is in LA. Let's see, 6:30 there, so mostly done with day 2 hair. So I will update you tomorrow on how we're looking for day 3. This is our day 3 hair. I did go through with a full brush, so as you can tell, there's not a ton of curls going on. I feel like, given that I brushed through it, that's fair, but I feel like it still has good volume, like it's not super flat or stick straight, but definitely ready for a refresh tomorrow. Good morning. This is our day 4 with the Shark. As you can see, I still have like a little bit of volume. I mean, I did just have it in a ponytail, so that does help, I think, a little bit. But no dry shampoo or anything. My roots are definitely getting a little bit gross, but like not terrible. I could probably still push my hair another day or 2 before washing, but I'm ready to freshen it up because this is definitely not the cutest that it could be. So I'm gonna go wash my hair and then we will whip out the T3 and that'll be our final test. All right, we are showered, and while I've been procrastinating doing this, it's now getting late in the day and I really need to do my hair. You know the drill, leave-in conditioner, then we're gonna do a little bit of volume spray and mousse, and we'll do a rough dry. I did give my hair a little bit more time to air dry today, so that should help a little bit with speeding that up. All right, hair is prepped. This is the T3 Aire. I actually have not used this one. I've used a T3 in the past and I gave mine away, and I just happened to end up with another one in a PR package recently, which is why I decided to do this video. I have to admit that the T3 is not my favorite, but it is, in my opinion, the one that is most equipped to travel with. Like, they just made it a little bit easier, I think, by giving it its own carrying case that's like portable. But this is still, if all you're bringing is a carry-on, this is pretty big. It has the blow dryer attachment, a bigger sized round brush, and then 2 little curling barrels, which is what we're gonna use today. And I mean bonus points because it's paint. Notes about the T3. There are 2 barrels. It does come with the carrying case. When you turn it on, it just flips up like this. You can set the heat settings and air settings, and then to get the cool shot, you just press and hold on the temperature button. My biggest pet peeve about the T3 is that I just feel like the suction is not strong enough to really give you a lasting curl the way that Shark and Dyson do. But overall, I think it's typically the cheapest price of the 3, so may not have as good of results, but you might get similar results. And if you wash your hair more regularly, like every day, I would probably say that this is still a good product, but I feel like my hair doesn't last as long as it does with the Dyson or the Shark. Here's kind of what we're working with, and as you can see, these are kind of already falling. I feel like that's pretty consistent with my experience with the T3. Like, it just, I don't know what it is. I think it's the suction, because this does get pretty warm. I would say this is just as hot as the Dyson, but I feel like because the airflow isn't there, like really wrapping it tightly, it's not gonna create curls that really hold well. I'm gonna do more of my hair and then we'll be back. We have finally made it to our last chunk of hair, and I feel like it's going pretty well. I feel like the volume from this is really good, but we're not sure how the curls will hold. Let's get through this last chunk. We are all done, looking a little bit fluffy, but I'm gonna go do my makeup and then I will be back and we will brush through these a little. Fully forgot to put in hairspray right when my curls were done, so like that's my bad. I feel like they may not last quite as well because of that, and as you can tell, I haven't actually brushed through my hair at all, and it's fallen quite a bit. I have a little bit of oil on my fingers to brush through them. Even though it's a little bit looser, I do really love the overall results of this. Like, I think that this is so freaking pretty. This is our day 1 T3 Blowout. I fully forgot mascara, so like excuse that. I feel like T3 is actually my least favorite so far. But the reason that I say that is just because I feel like it does give you a little bit looser of a curl. And I don't want that to come across as T3 hate either. Like, I have so many T3 hot tools that I am obsessed with. I just feel like this one for me is not my favorite, but we'll see, because I do still need to give her 3 more days of wear time. So I will see you tomorrow for an update. Good morning. This is our day 2 hair with the T3. I feel like you can just tell it's definitely not lasting the way that the Shark and Dyson do. Like, I haven't gone to the gym, I haven't done a sauna, like nothing, and this is just really not giving. Like, I honestly would like to touch this up. I don't think we're gonna make it past day 3 because this is just not very cute, but we're gonna at least use it as day 2 hair. It's not the worst. I'm gonna throw it in a ponytail, go to the gym, get some work done, and I will see you tomorrow. Hello, welcome back. This is our day 3 hair. I haven't like brushed through it fully or anything, so we're gonna do that. Oddly enough, I almost feel like I'm liking it day 3 more than I did day 2. I feel like just because now it's looking more like a sleek blowout, whereas yesterday it was a little bit more in between. I will say I don't think that this is gonna make it to day 4, unfortunately, just because it is. It's giving a little bit flat at this point. Like, it's not as cute as it could be, so it's time for a refresh. But I figured I would walk you through, now that we've gotten through day 3 or 4 of all of the hair tools, let's walk you through the top of my favorites. I'd have to say number 1 for me is the Dyson Airwrap. I feel like it's the easiest to use. My biggest downside for the Dyson is that it's just not that easy to travel with, and I find that very frustrating, especially for the price point of the tool. Like, I better be using it often, you know what I mean? So I think that that's its biggest downfall, but if you can find it while it's on sale, or you have Sephora points banked up or something along those lines, I definitely think that it is worth the investment, and the results, in my opinion, are the best, and it has the lowest learning curve if you're getting the Dyson Airwrap ID specifically. I think if I was deciding between the regular Dyson and the Shark, I would probably pick the Shark, just because I think the biggest differentiator for me right now between those two is the Dyson ID doing the auto timing, and if I didn't have the auto timing, I would probably stick to the Shark. I also feel like the Shark, as far as budget goes, is the best bang for your buck. You're definitely getting similar results to the Dyson at a lower price point, and that's always gonna be a win, even if it's a little bit more work. Like, if you're really trying to save your money, especially given everything that's going on, I would say stick to the Shark. For me, the T3 is just not hitting enough to match the price point, which is kind of upsetting for me because T3 is really my most used hot tools. I love the blow dryer, I love the curling iron, I love the curling wand, I loved the curl wrap, the one that like automatically rotates, but the T3 Aire just, it did not hit for me. I feel like this result on day 3 is kind of sad, and I feel like the Dyson and the Shark just have better, longer lasting results, but your day 1 hair is going to look great. So if you're more interested in doing it more often, I think that that's totally fine. For me, I don't do my hair more than twice a week, so I really want things and results that are going to last, and to me this is just not worth the investment. So the Dyson ID right now is $600 on the Dyson website. It is not on sale at all. Let's go check the Shark. The Shark Flexstyle is $330, so almost half the price, and given the results, I would say that that's well worth the investment. It is so much less expensive, and it looks like right now they're actually running a, oh, it doesn't work for the Flex Fusion. It works for the more expensive one, which I guess is technically the one that I have. I have the Air Straight. Flex Fusion 5-in-1 straightener and brush set is actually $400, but I think that you would easily be able to stick to just the regular Shark Flexstyle. That's $330. Like, the curling wands, the blow dryer, that's really all you need in my opinion. And the T3 Aire 360 is $300. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that the results warrant this price point. T3 in general is pricier. I think that they do better sales than Shark or Dyson, so if you wanted that, I would wait till they're running like a 20-30% off promo. Every once in a while they'll do half off of specific tools, so that's a good time to invest in T3. But I'm gonna be honest, at $300, I really don't think that the T3 Aire 360 is worth the investment. I would definitely stick to the Shark if that's the price point that you're looking for, and if you're looking for more of a splurge or you're open to it, the Dyson Airwrap ID is definitely my favorite by far. But let me know in the comments if you've tested any of them out, which one's your favorite, what do you think had the best results, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!